If you are looking for the next airdrop target to focus on within the Solana ecosystem, I think that Zeta Markets is a decent option, especially over the next few weeks, because their token is launching relatively soon. That said, there is still an opportunity to farm this airdrop over the next few weeks to rank up their leaderboard and to get a decent allocation of the Z token. And especially now that Parcel and Camino have announced season 1 of their airdrop, Tensor just dropped, Jupiter dropped a while ago, and MarginFi is kind of messing around. No one knows when that token is actually going to come. I would say that over the next few weeks, month or so, this is probably one of the better targets within the Solana ecosystem. And it's actually quite simple. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through step by step how you can qualify for this airdrop. Now, in case you have no idea, Zeta Markets is a perp dex on Solana where you can trade on leverage a bunch of different crypto perpetuals. Zeta is a competitor to Drift, although I think I prefer Zeta Markets because the platform is a bit simpler and also their token is launching very soon. And by the way, Zeta Markets has raised over $8 million in previous funding rounds, so they have a decent amount of funding. Now, the tokenomics have been laid out by Zeta Markets, so the ticker symbol is the Z token. There's going to be a total supply of 1 billion tokens, and 10% is being dropped to Zeta Market users in the next few weeks. 5% of that initial 10% supply is going to traders based on Z-score. And the way that you get Z-score, which you can track right here on the platform, is simply by opening and closing trades, just basically using this platform to trade perps. Now, in terms of liquidity rewards, currently you actually can't access it as just a normal individual. You have to be actually an official market maker, and you have to apply to join the market maker program. So in one sense, as opposed to Drift, where anyone can provide liquidity, that is closed to you here. But on the other hand, it makes it easier because all you have to focus on right now is trading and ranking up. Now, in terms of how to maximize your Z-score, which converts to their token, it is just based on the amount that you trade. And the way that it works is basically for every $1 that you move on the platform in volume, you get more Z-score. However, there are multipliers in order to actually boost that score. And one of those multipliers is profitability. So if you can make it on the top 100 on the leaderboard in terms of the P&L ranking, then you get multipliers for your score. The number 1 ranked person gets a 2x multiplier, and the 100 ranked person gets a 1.01 multiplier. And the other basic way that you can multiply your Z-score is with these Z-Pass NFTs. So these are these little card NFTs, and you can actually buy them on the Tensor platform. They are a bit expensive at 0.32 SOL floor price. And if you decide to buy one of these NFT cards, you can bring it over to the platform and use it on a temporary boost to your Z-score. So if you're gonna go for like a 24 or a 48-hour period where you're just gonna try and maximize your trading volume on the platform, maybe it makes sense to do that. I'm not 100% sure if buying the cards is going to be worth it. But the multipliers on the points are based on the rarity of the cards, which you can see here going all the way up to 3x for the most expensive ones. But the floor price ones only give you a 1.25x multiplier. So up to you if you think that is worth it. All right, so I think you got a decent idea now of what this platform is and how to maximize your points. So now let's actually walk through how to trade on the platform. So for starters, once you sign in, connect a wallet, you're going to need to go to the portfolio tab and deposit some funds to start trading. So I have about 200 USDC that I'm going to deposit onto the platform and make a couple of trades to show you how it works. So now that I've deposited that money onto the platform, I'm ready to start trading. Now in the portfolio tab here, I can see the account equity, which is just the total value of my account right now. The buying power is separate. Basically, you can use leverage to trade on this platform up to 10x depending on the asset you're trading. So that's why it says my buying power is 2,000. And then if I have open positions, the amount of free collateral I have will go down and the amount of account leverage that I'm using will go up, as well as margin usage, but we'll come back to that in a second. So the only thing to do now that we've deposited assets to the platform is to go over to the trade section and decide which asset to trade. Now, there's actually not a ton of options on the platform, which in some ways is good because you're not paralyzed by choice. So the list of options that are available to trade are here. And beside each one, you can see how much leverage it will allow you to take when you open up a trade for that asset. So I will just stick to the basic boring stuff and open up a Bitcoin perp trade. Now you can mess around with the chart. You can change it from candles to a bar chart. You can change the time frame that you're looking at. So if you wanted to see 1-minute candles or 15-minute candles, you can see that. And then obviously you can zoom out as well to see it over a greater time horizon. They've also got some more advanced features where you can add indicators if you're into technical analysis as well. So you can track whatever variables you're looking at when you trade to decide when to enter into a position. Also, if you want to see this in a bigger version, you can toggle it to full screen mode. So there's a decent amount of functionality in terms of the display here. Now down here on the left-hand side, we can see the order book. So these are basically people that have placed orders to buy or sell Bitcoin at specific price points. And then if we toggle to the recent trades feature, we can see all of the actual buys and sells going through on the platform. So there's actually a decent amount of volume moving through Zeta Markets, at least for the Bitcoin perp anyways. And then here on the bottom right-hand side, this is where we would actually place a trade. So let's say that after looking at this chart, I decided I wanted to open up a long on Bitcoin. First, I would select the buy button. Then if you wanted to open up a short, you would select sell. Then after selecting that, you have to choose if you want to enter an order at the market price, which will go through automatically at the current market price, or if you have a target price in mind, you can select limit order and you can choose what price of Bitcoin you want to enter in the trade. Next, you need to decide how large you want this position to be. So if you recall, I have $200 worth of collateral on the platform. The maximum that I could enter into a position is currently 9.27x on a Bitcoin trade. So that would be max leverage. Now, obviously, I don't know if I need to say this, but in case you're a complete beginner trader, the more leverage that you use, the greater the risk of liquidation. So if I use full amount of leverage, the liquidation price of Bitcoin on this long trade would be 64,214. And the current price is 69,600. So since I'm using so much leverage, the price doesn't have to go down that much in order for my order to be liquidated. However, if I use less leverage, so let's say something more reasonable like 3x leverage, the liquidation price then goes down to 48,744. So the price of Bitcoin would have to drop by over $20,000 using this amount of leverage for my position to be liquidated. Now you need to be careful when using leverage because obviously farming this airdrop by opening and closing trades is risky if you're going to be liquidated. It's probably not worth it to lose thousands of dollars in liquidated trades just to farm this airdrop. So you have to be careful with this. I can't stress that enough. Anyways, let's say I'm going to open up a leveraged long trade on Bitcoin at the 3x leverage point. So this is going to use $627 worth of my leverage cap space. So I would actually be able to open up other trades after this because I still have some collateral left. Now down here, the other terms that we're looking at, slippage, you can edit the slippage. So if you want to set a low market order slippage, you can do that. This will save you from taking a haircut when opening and closing trades. However, since this is Solana and there's a bunch of network congestion, if you set the slippage very low, it's possible that your transactions will fail and you'll have to keep pressing the transaction to go through. So like I said, the liquidation price is listed here. The trading fee for opening this position is 63 cents, so not bad. And when you're farming airdrops like this, you basically have to consider these trading fees as the cost to farm. And the idea is we're gonna get a lot more in terms of the total airdrop value than whatever we spend in trading fees. Obviously, if you lose money trading, that is a different story altogether. And I can't tell you what to buy or sell. That has to be completely up to you. Anyways, next, if you want to set a take profit or a stop loss, and I probably actually recommend that you do this, you can toggle this and turn it on. Now, if you set a take price, that's basically where you say, okay, if my trade goes up in value by 10, 20, 30%, whatever your target is, it will close automatically for you. And then a stop loss protects you at the downside to prevent you from being liquidated. So let's say if the value of the position drops 10%, then you can enter in a stop loss price where it would automatically close for you. And instead of actually setting the price, you can set the percentage here. So let's say I wanted to take profit at 30% and put a stop loss in at 10%. Then right here, it will show you how many points you are going to be getting for having this position. And if you have any of those points boost multipliers, then that will increase your points for opening and closing trades as well. And then the final step is to simply actually make the trade. So let's buy this perp. Now I have to confirm a transaction in my wallet, and there is a small trading fee in Sol for this as well. And that small fee is actually refundable. When you open up a new position, it charges you 0.02 Sol, and when you close the position, you get it back. All right, so that order went through. It actually didn't take too long. Solana has been a little bit glitchy lately, but I feel like it's actually gotten better over the last day or two. So now that position is open. I can actually see my account details down here as well. So my margin usage has gone up and the equity in my account has gone down a bit since I had to pay a small fee for opening that trade. Now, if we scroll all the way down to the bottom, I can track my open position here. I can see the profit and loss. So currently I'm not doing well on this trade. It's already down $1. And if we go back over to the portfolio tab, I can track my trade here as well. So I've got that set up. I've got my take profit and my stop loss in. If I want to close it prematurely, I can click on this button here and confirm that I want to close the trade. And then otherwise, I can just go back to the trade page and open or close trades on other assets. My Z score has actually already gone up since I opened that trade, so you can see in real time how you are progressing. They have a leaderboard, so you can check your position on the leaderboard. And I'm currently ranked 31,397, which actually just goes to show you how there's still an opportunity to farm this. Because I just got 600 plus points for that one trade, and if I just moved a bunch of volume on this over the course of a couple of days, I think you could see your rank increase significantly. Obviously, you're not going to be able to catch any of the people on the top of the leaderboard that are literally moving millions unless you come in with huge volume. But I would say even with a couple of hundred or a few $1,000s, it is still possible to rank up this leaderboard and qualify for the airdrop. And then finally, in terms of strategy to maximize points and Z score, it's actually better if you open and close trades as opposed to just keeping them open. Because every time you place an order, you pay a small trading fee, which of course the platform likes, and you get points for doing that. So I just clicked a few buttons and opened and closed a few trades, and my score is already up to 4.64K. Now, I'm not doing too well on the trading side of it. I'm actually a terrible trader, so I'm not actually getting any multiplier. I'm not gonna make it on the P&L profit board. However, I'm just hoping to get this airdrop. I guess the strategy, if you're trying to max qualify for the airdrop, is obviously to open and close as many trades as you can while still being profitable. That is tough, however, but I'm just going to close this position here and we'll see my Z score increase again by another 933 points. Yeah, so there you go. You can see my score is already up to 5.58K. I've ranked up a few thousand spots just by clicking a few buttons. My P&L is not looking great, but I've moved $3,000 in volume. So that is how you use Zeta Markets, and that is the basic strategy for farming this airdrop. Again, I cannot tell you what to buy. You have to do your own research, and please be careful on leverage. But hopefully you found this little tutorial helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck with this one. Have a great day.